Hey learners, welcome to India's largest learning platform, Unacademy. This is your Plus educator, Kuldeep Dubey. You can visit out the profile of mine over Unacademy. Believe me, when you will be visiting out the profile and will be checking out the special sessions, then only you can generate a perception whether you should connect with me or not. I do conduct the MCQs on special sessions, and these MCQs can help you out in understanding your potential at the same time in understanding the teacher's content, that means the content extent of mind. And when you will be having idea about mind content, definitely you can generate a perception whether you should connect with me or not. Nowadays I'm conducting the sessions of Indian history by sharp 8 p.m. I do conduct the session by Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. You can start connecting with me for 120 minute. These 120 minute of yours can help you out in generating a very good perception about the Indian history. You can enhance your understanding of the Indian history. This is my raffle code KD496. If you are thinking to subscribe the Unacademy, do subscribe Unacademy at the earliest using my raffle code KD496. You will be allotted that discount which will be available at the platform. In this video, we will be having discussion over the government funds of the government of India. This video can help you out into the upcoming examination in the 69th BPSC or any kind of a state examination which you guys are preparing. When it comes to the fund of the government of India, there are certain constitutional provisions which we need to understand. Constitutional provisions regarding this. Constitutional provisions. You guys should have a very good understanding of the Part 12 of the Indian Constitution. Part 12 of Indian Constitution deals with the finance, contract, suits, property, and articles which are enshrined, which are enumerated under the Part 12 are from 200 and this, that is 64 to 200, so 300A, 264 to 300A. And among these articles only, the funds of government of India's provisions are started. The funds of government of India provisions are started under Article 266 and the 267. Believe me, 266 and the 267, these are the most important articles which every single student needs to have idea about. When it comes to the 266 and the 267, provisions in context of the Consolidated Fund of India, provisions in context of Consolidated Fund of India, and the provisions in context of Contingency Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India are enshrined. But at the same time, भारत सरकार के जो फंड्स हैं वो सिर्फ कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया और कंटिजेंसी फंड ऑफ इंडिया तक सीमित नहीं है. तो अगर आप जानना चाहते हैं कि भारत सरकार के कितने फंड्स होते हैं, तो निश्चित तौर पर मेरे साथ इस वीडियो में अंत तक बने रहें और एक अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को जनरेट करने का प्रयास करें. मेरे पास आपके लिए एक अंत में क्वेश्चन होगा, जिस क्वेश्चन का आंसर आप मुझे कमेंट में दे सकते हैं. Types of central government funds. Three types of the funds of the central government. Consolidated Fund of India under Article 266, Contingency Fund of India under Article 267, and the Public Account of India under Article 266. Coming to the next one, let's have discussion over Consolidated Fund of India. This is the most important of all accounts of the government. This fund is filled by direct as well as the indirect taxes, loans taken by the Indian government, returning of the loans, interest of the loans to the government by anyone, agency that has taken it up. The government meets all its expenditure from this consolidated fund. This is the most important point which every single student needs to understand in context of the Indian polity. The government needs parliamentary approval to withdraw the money from this fund. It might be the possible question in context of the Consolidated Fund of India that which among the following authorities approval is required. So you should be thoroughly clear in context of the Consolidated Fund of India, parliamentary approval is required. This provision or the provision for this fund is given under Article 266, clause number 1. At the same time, we just need to understand each state can have its own consolidated fund of state with the similar provision. That means under Article 266, Clause 1 only. There is one more point which every single student need to understand in context of Consolidated Fund of India. The Comptroller Auditor General of India, whose provisions are enshrined under Article 148 to 151. He audits these funds and reports to the relevant legislature on their management. So these are the points which I want every single student of mine to be thoroughly clear in context of Consolidated Fund of India. Let's have discussion over the Contingency Fund of India right now. Provision for this fund is made under Article 267, Clause number 1. Be very clear with this. The corpus of this fund is of 500 crore rupees. This can be the very first possible question that in context of constitutional provision, and in context of its corpus, this can be the second possible question. The nature of an imprest, that means money maintained for a specific purpose. This is the point which every single student needs to understand. That's why only sometimes this fund is also referred as the emergency fund. इसी वजह से कई बार इस फंड को emergency fund के नाम से भी consider किया जाता है. The Secretary of Finance Ministry holds this fund on the behalf of the President of India. This is the point which every single student needs to understand. Previously, in context of the Consolidated Fund of India, we had discussed that parliamentary approval is required. Right now, you guys need to understand in context of the Contingency Fund of India, the President's approval is required. This fund is used to meet the unexpected or the unforeseen expenditure. At the same, you should be thoroughly clear. Each state can have its own contingency fund established under the very same article. That means Article 267, but in a different clause, that is clause number 2. Let's have discussion over the Public Account of India right now. This is constituted under Article 266, clause number 2 of the Constitution. That means under clause number 1, we had discussed about, under Article 266, clause 1, we had discussed about Consolidated Fund of India. Consolidated Fund of India and Consolidated Fund of State. Right now, you guys need to remember under Article 266, Clause 2, Public Account of India is mentioned. All other public money, other than those which we had discussed under Consolidated Fund of India, received by or on behalf of Indian government are credited to this particular account. This is the point which we need to understand. For example, let's take the example. This is the fund which is made up of bank saving account of various ministries or the department, national small saving funds or the defense funds, national investment fund, money earned from disinvestment, provident fund, postal insurance, etc. So one more point which I want to let you know, guys, there is no approval, there is no parliamentary approval. No parliamentary approval, no parliamentary approval required in context of Public Account of India. Parliamentary अप्रूवल जो है वो सिर्फ कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में रिक्वायर्ड है. राष्ट्रपति का जो अप्रूवल है वो कंटिजेंसी फंड ऑफ इंडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में रिक्वायर्ड है, लेकिन पब्लिक अकाउंट ऑफ इंडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में कोई ऐसा अप्रूवल रिक्वायर्ड नहीं होता. तो अगर आपने अभी तक अनअकैडमी को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज मेक श्योर कि आप अनअकैडमी को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए. मेरे पास आपके लिए क्वेश्चन है, आप मुझे इस वीडियो के अंत में कमेंट करके बता सकते हैं कि चार्ज एक्सपेंडिचर क्या होता है. चार्ज एक्सपेंडिचर क्या होता है और चार्ज एक्सपेंडिचर क्या होता है के साथ साथ आप मुझे बता सकते हैं कि चार्ज एक्सपेंडिचर को कहां से बियर आउट किया जाता है, मतलब चार्ज एक्सपेंडिचर किस फंड से विड्रॉ किया जाता है. अगर आपने अनअकैडमी को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो मेरे रेफरल कोड KD496 का इस्तेमाल करते हुए अनअकैडमी को सब्सक्राइब करिए. अगर आप 70th BPSC की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो ये बैचेस हैं हमारे पास, आप इसको इनरोल कर सकते हैं और यह मेरे बारे में है. Thank you very much to everyone. This is my raffle code. I hope these videos will definitely help you out in the upcoming examination of yours.